starts, we'll do a track tour of the running that's going around on the track, and then we'll take it from there in relation to the race. If anybody is watching, I know Jürgen, you're watching, could someone just give us a sound check to make sure the sounds are all fine with us, please? Both myself and Brian, because obviously that's something we can't actually check. So Jürgen, if you're in the chat, can you just please let me know if the sound is okay, the sound levels of me, the sound levels of the game, and a quick sound check, Brian?
Well, it sounds good to me on my phone, so I can hear you.
Brilliant. Okay, so obviously we just need to check if Brian can hear him, can be heard as well. But other than that, I think we're good to go. We've got quite a good bit rate of video, and we'll see where it takes us. 9 cars on track at the moment. Best is 206.2. I do think we'll get into the 205s, but it'll be the mid 205s. I think in qualifying as the track rubbers up a little bit. So the conditions for the race, it's night time. It's very cool. The ambient is at 19 degrees. That transposes to track temperature starting at 13 degrees, dropping to 12. And as anybody knows in these cars, when the temperatures are so low, it's very hard to keep heating your tyres. What it means is the first couple of laps, it's very, very slippy. Now that's something you really don't want in the Porsche as it stands, because it's a naturally slippy car anyway, with the fact that it's got no traction control. So I think we're going to see 1 or 2 offs. Hopefully we're not going to see any incidents and take other people out, but I think it's certainly going to add to the occasion, and we'll see where it takes us during the race.
Oh, you've always got to have a little bit of carnage in there somewhere.
Carnage, a bit of carnage, is it?
Yeah, especially with these Porsches.
Absolutely. You might have just seen a pause in the stream, and that was me. My apologies.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I'm dragging a Winder around with the game in it. I'm just doing a bit of resizing.
I thought it was Mark Christopher.
No, it's me. That one. That's definitely me. Martin, I think game style needs a touch higher and Brian a touch. Okay, so I've got to touch Brian and I've got to touch the game. Okay, right. So, so there's Brian going up a bit, and the game is already on max. So I need to. Right, so I'll have to excuse this. Just go into the game a second. Go into the options, and I'm going to increase the audio to 50%. So again, if that's coming across as better, can you let me know?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Melvin says, "Can you speak English?" How's that sound level, everybody? Is the game better? Is me and Brian okay?
I'm trying not to sound like an angry Scotsman.
So I don't know who we're on board with at the moment. That was Mr. Bywater. He's gone off. Christopher's just gone off. Howard, who is a good... Martin says that's better. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're currently on board with Terry. Brian is a bit muffled.
Yes, but that's because I'm Scottish.
Yeah.
And I don't have the best microphone. It's just a wee razor thing that I've got.
Yeah, I was going to say, Melvin, even through my headset, it's not as it's crisp sound. I think that's what you use in racing, isn't it, Brian, as well?
Yep, it's the same microphone.
Yeah. So
I've got a really deep voice as well. You know, it's like people mistake me for Barry White over the phone.
I've got no music for Barry White, so I ain't playing any. So one thing about this track in the night time is you'll see it as you go around. Oh, and there we go. Official qualifying started. Okay, so off we go. Official quali. I'm going to jump on board. Christopher's usually the first out. I'll jump on board with Christopher. And then what we'll do is we'll go on board with Christopher. I'll go from his bonnet because I don't get certain views on this. And we'll do a lap. We'll wait for him to do his warm-up lap, and then we'll do a bit of a track guide on board with him, so we can see exactly where he's coming up to in the relevant corners and stuff. This is a really slow section of the course, this, because you can't put the power down, otherwise you'll just drift into the different corners. And I think it was Brian who was saying, actually, that section of the track, don't take fast, take slow. I think it's the old adage, slow in, fast out, isn't it, Brian?
Less is more, definitely in that section there. You need to really hold that together, otherwise you're just going to ruin it.
Yeah, and then I think getting this one, you've got to cut as much as possible so you don't drift too far left. The track limits there are quite mean, and if you go wide, you usually do get a cut. There's a few areas you get a cut on this track actually, so we're just coming round. In fact, I'm going to jump on board with Neil, and there's a reason for that. Mark's car's bouncing around a little bit, and then we don't experience the same with Neil. So in case anyone starts having a bit of a fit, I've took the camera off Christopher's car at the moment. It's ever so slight, but he does move around a little bit. It's something we're working on with him to get it sorted. So this is the hairpin, which is a pain in the backside corner. But I say we'll do a proper run round in a minute when Neil crosses the start-finish line.
Just got to bear in mind that every part of this track in these conditions is quite scary. And it's different in the GT3. In the GT3, if you take it easy to start off with, you can start getting into your flow and keep your momentum up. But in these Porsches, it's just a completely different ballgame.
I mean, even the GT4 the other night. Oh, there's a spinner. You can see. I think that was Gerard who's facing the wrong way. So easy just to put the power down. And to be honest, you had that experience in the Ginetta, didn't we? Where if you're too much welly in certain corners, it would throw you off.
They are quite torquey, the Ginettas, definitely. So if you're giving it too much too quick, your back end would just walk away from you.
So he's coming through the final sector now of the track, and this will take him into the last curve onto the straight. And then what we'll do is we'll just do a track guide of the track. So anybody who's unfamiliar with the corner names, I'll read them out as we go on. So he's on the start-finish straight. Second line is the start-finish line, and we're now coming up to what is called first corner. Very inventive name.
Corner one.
And then the next stage is the snake. I think some people refer to it as the S's, but it's actually the snake. And then the third part of this, they call it the banked curve, and then that takes us into Dunlop. So Dunlop's the left-hander coming up. So this is the bank curve, then takes us into Dunlop. And then we come to the what we call the Degner, which is this funny little right-hander, and then right-hander under the bridge.
One of the scariest parts of the track, this.
Yeah, so that's Degner. And then we're coming up to, as we know, the hairpin. The hairpin's funny because you can go in and get it completely wrong and lose so much time.
But you can also get it completely wrong and make so much time.
You can indeed, actually. If you drift right, you can. So this corner's called 200R. For those who are unaware, there's two actually corners named R here. And then I think everybody knows this famous corner called Spoon. This is a tricky corner. It's not so much the entrance, it's the exit that you've got to get right, because this determines your pace on the back straight. And talking about the back straight, this is called the back stretch.
Such a cliche.
Yes, it is, isn't it? It's like the corner with no name. And then we all know the next corner, 130R. And that's track limits. Yeah. And then we come into the Casio Triangle, also known as lucky to get through without going off. And then
in your case.
Oh yeah, and we're in the last curve, and then it takes us start finish straight. So Neil's lap there was a spoilt lap, so I'm going to jump on board with Henrik this time.
Mark Christopher has hit a 205.4.
Yeah,
he's doing not bad at all.
I did say a 205 was on the cards. So I reckon 205 to 210 is going to be the marker. It looks like Mr. Gerard has binned it again. He's just been yellow and he's gone back to the pit, so he's really struggling getting it down and getting the power down.
Kamara's sitting at 209.
Yeah, I don't.
So
just a hello to the chat. We have Jorgen. Hi Jorgen. We have Martin. We have Melvin. We have Woolly Pie, who's Don, and we have Mr. Contron joining us as well. Hi all.
I think Melvin's looking to have me kicked in the reproductive organs.
He wants you to change your voice and add a bit of treble, I think. we need a voice changer.
Maybe just speak into the kettle, that might help.
Yeah, I mean that lap from Christopher. I mean, I was going to say that's going to hard to be beaten, but actually Cooper's looking quick as well.
I was going to say that he's not far behind.
But don't think of qualifying as the end all and be all, because this track will eat you up. And I think if you think you can go around without a single mistake in the Porsche Cup, you've done really, really well. I mean, in the Ginetta, I think I was very fortunate. Both myself and Brian managed to get around the Ginetta without any serious mistakes. I did go wide in one corner, but I actually never went off in the race on Tuesday. But I do know others went wide on that corner, the last curve. They went off track on the left, a couple of cars, and they were just getting braking points wrong. And I think there was a couple of contacts and spins as well. The Porsche is a different beast, so put too much power, especially in these conditions. The temperatures on the air is 13 and the track is 13, and I can bet you bottom dollar the tyres aren't enjoying it either.
No, it's quite difficult to keep your tyres up to temperature. You've got to keep it moving. Got to keep the power on. Certainly towards the end of the race, it all just collapses to bits. So you wing it. You hold on tight, and you just keep trying to point the car where you want to go.
I think the other problem as well is because the Porsche has got all its weight in the back and the front is very light. Keeping the Porsche right front tyre warm is going to be an absolute nightmare. At least in the Ginetta you had the engine in the front to help, but I think the front end on this is going to be so light that right front tyre is going to struggle.
It's going to take, and there's no pit stops tonight either, so it's going to be a challenge towards the end.
So we've got Cameron's he's currently down, but he's looking okay. But Rogers has gone quick. He's only 200ths of a second behind Christopher. Gerard's gone off again, as has Bywater. So they're really struggling in qualifying at the moment.
So Mr. Christopher is down to 2:04.8, and
yep.
Mr. Rogers is now at 2:04.8 also.
Yep, but the 200ths of a second between them. 8:42 and 8:62 respectively.
You mean tenths?
Tenths is the first number, hundredths is the second. They're both on 8.
Okay, sorry. I went to Scottish school. What can I say?
Fair comment.
We've got Mr. Cooper has slid right off the track there.
Yeah, Rogers is on a flyer. He's just on a 2:04.5. So yeah, they're both
5:55. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good time. That I think we could see Rogers having a bit of a good run here. Christopher's currently in the pits. Bywater. So there's 2 seconds splitting the whole feed at the moment. Let's go on board with Gerard because he's the only one yet to put a lap in, and we do know he's been going off a little bit. So let's see where he goes off and if he has any difficulties with the car.
Mr. Gerard, platinum driver.
He is indeed. Howard's gone off as well. He's either parked it or binned it. 15 minutes to go in quali, so plenty of time to try and get some heating and some qualifying in on the in the car itself.
Well, Mr. Rogers has been out on the track the longest, at almost 10 minutes. So he must have a good bit of fuel in there.
Yeah, I know he does do a run with full fuel. I think Gerard spoiled that lap, but I don't know if that's a flying lap or his out lap at the moment because he
must be on his out lap because he's only been out the pits for 1 minute.
All right, yeah, there's no split times. I say he went wide in the just after the Degner. And Rogers is off unless he's parked up. But Mr. Christopher's fastest in sector 1.
Let's have a wee look, shall we? That one, Mr. Bywater, yeah, Mr. Christopher, yep.
Yeah. So I
42
think.
seconds. One.
So we've got Gerard coming up now to. He'll be hoping to get his lap in. Now I know Gerard's been doing some practice because he usually does in the Porsche Cup. It's the beast that must be tamed.
Let's just keep an eye on him, see how he's going.
Yeah, he's coming down the straight and he's starting his lap now. So let's see how he goes. We'll jump on board with him.
Do you like the brake light in the back of the Porsche? That's quite special, isn't it?
See, I can't even get. There you go. That's the best view I can get for inside the car. Yeah, there's quite a few do that, to be honest.
Nice and tight on that first part of the S's there.
Yeah, he just had to ease off a little bit then, didn't he? Yeah, he's taking
I
that nice.
I like to take that right up on the green. I like to get right up there, so I do turn that into a straight line as possible.
Yeah, that corner's the same. I like to hug the curb and then get the power on early on this corner. You can see
That's
it's
scary because you lose that and then actually you're into the shadow realm, as they say.
Even the Ginetta struggled up there, didn't it? If you put the power down, the back end just wants to come round.
Ooh.
He's still valid lap at the moment, I think. He must have been right on the edge there. But his lap is currently valid. But at the moment, he's 2 seconds off the pace.
He doesn't have any delta at the moment.
No, he's no comparison.
Last lap was 3 minutes and 56.
Yeah.
He might surprise us. He might just take this.
He won't with this lap. I can see he's 2 seconds off the pace.
2.6.
Ambro's just gone off. Don't know if he spoilt his lap and decided to go back into the pits.
Mr. Bywater is now, he's 0.6 up.
Yeah.
And Kamara's 0.6
up.
He's 0.4 up at the moment.
Christopher's ever so slightly up. Kamara's lost all his time, as has Bywater. Rogers is up. He has only just started his lap.
Oh, he done it. He done a puck.
He did, yeah. so Gerard decided he wanted to pit at that point. So he's going back out again. Right, let's go.
Teasing. I think he knows we're talking about him.
Right, I'm on board with Rogers here. So Rogers is 2/10 up. So he's going for a quicker time, and he's nearly through sector 1. Got the power down well there. He seemed to push it into that corner a little bit, but he's kept it going. He's up 2/10. That was a good exit. Yeah, it's a sector 1. It was a good sector.
It was a bit shallow. It was too shallow.
Yeah,
too shallow.
Yeah, he's gone a bit too quick into there, and we'll go back with Mr. Camera. He's 1/10 up at the moment. As he's
holding it together, he's making a bit of time now.
Yeah. Fighting with Spoon. Oh, just fighting with the car. He's still up. 1/10 up.
I think everyone's starting to take the back seat now.
Yep.
Mr. Gerard, I don't think, is going to try and put in a time.
He's 3/10 up here, Mr. Camera. Going to put him into the 204s. He's not going to take second place, but he's going to maximise his position in third place at the moment. Now he's lost all his time.
Oh. No, he didn't register that time, no.
No, he did. 204.9. He did. 204.9.
Oh,
yep.
Right. Oh,
he did.
2.9.
Howard's up. So he's 2/10, nearly 3/10 up with a 206 flat.
Mr. Cooper's up 0.4.
He is. So Terry's at the moment. He's looking to it's a jump Cooper.
What?
Cooper's lost all his time. Oh no, Cooper's lost all his time.
Oh.
Don't know what happened there, but he lost 3/10 like a split second, didn't he?
He went over the start-finish line. And he's 205.8 at the moment. Mr. Howard's still 0.4 up.
0.5.
205.5 now, yep.
He's having a good lap here. He's lost time in that
Oh,
corner,
he's
but he's
lost
going
it.
again. He's going back up again. Half a second up. He's half a second up on the right part of the track. He's absolutely walloping it up there, to be honest.
Just can he hold it together?
He's looking like he might get fourth here from Mr. Bywater. 6/10 up. Bywater was 3/10 up. He's lost it all. He needs to get his braking point spot on. He's losing time now. He's going to come out 5/10 up. Just no, he's lost the time.
Oh,
Needs to get the power down. Yes, he's done it. He's half a second up. So this is going to put him into 2:05.5s. No, he's lost time.
he's up to
2:05.6.
fifth.
Yeah, he's moved up his jump Cooper.
Mr. Cooper will be upset.
So there's no one on gains at the moment. Rogers is the only one who's running. He's just gone over the start finish and he's more or less level with his time. I'll keep an eye on who's on there. I can't do anything at Jorgen about the sound of Brian, unfortunately. I think his mic's just not able to make his voice clear.
I should get a new microphone.
Yep.
especially if I'm going to. It's not so bad if I'm just there driving about the track, but if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well sound a bit better.
Yep. I mean, I've got a touch one which I don't need to use, but I've got my headset on because obviously I'm using Discord and I race with a different headset. So I've got this is the one I usually use with my PlayStation, the one I'm wearing now.
PlayStation, that's a sweetie word.
Yeah, it's not when you're playing The Last of Us and things like that.
Oh no, that's all right. So it's quite open.
It is.
About 2 seconds between number 1 and number 8. See, Gerard, I think, has given up. He's just going to wing it, I think. He'll probably win, no doubt.
Probably win, yeah.
So I reckon this is going to be quite a spread out race. It's going to be based on many mistakes.
Everyone's struggling now. Ambro's going well. Cooper's going well.
Mr. Cooper's 0.5 up at the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say Ambro's doing well, and he went yellow. So he's half a second up, Mr. Cooper. Four tenths. I'd say it's the right place to do it though. 4 tenths on the straight, isn't it?
It's enough to take him up into 5th.
It is. He's going to take the place back off Howard, isn't he? No, he's going to. That time's going to put him 4th.
In the 4th now. If you can hang on to it.
Yeah, it's this bit he's 7 tenths up there.
He was a wee bit wide there, so he was.
Yeah, he's all right.
Back down, he's back, he's away. This
is it. He's definitely getting 4th here. That's a great lap. 2:05.1 he's going to be on. There you go, 2:05.1. Nice lap by Mr. Cooper there. Fantastic lap.
Mr. Rogers is 0.2 up at the moment. Howard's 0.2 up.
Yeah,
Mr. Rogers is taking a wee dive on his time there.
No, he's still 2 tenths.
Oh, he made the same mistake as last time.
Yeah. Oh,
that corner is not his friend.
It's not. Well, is that a state of things to come? Because
somebody needs to Photoshop in a parking space with his name.
So Bywater's done the same. Bywater's gone off as well. This is going to be an interesting race. So Gerard,
Gerard was 5 up there.
Yeah, Gerard has got a lap in. He's 2:06.2 now, and he's 2 tenths up. So he's now starting to get it together. It's
coming back to redeem himself.
Yeah, it's Larson and Ambrogini who's struggling getting lap time in at the moment. I mean, they have done lap times, they're just not going any faster. They're both in the pits, so I presume they're both waiting for time to run down. There's only 2 seconds splitting, all 9 drivers. And when you consider there's 3 classes in here, that's not bad at all. Bywater isn't bronze, by the way. It's just he joined before, so I approved him. So he's false bronze. He should be platinum.
False bronze. I see. I see.
False bronze. False bronze.
I was thinking, why is he bronze?
Yeah, as he only joined before, so I haven't reclassified him.
Well, we've got Mr. Jared's 0.3 up at the moment, so is Mr. Cooper. He's up again, 0.3.
He is.
Kamara's
So
looking a bit on par. He's 0.1 up at the moment.
he is, and Cooper's 3/10 up. Cooper's going for third place here. If Kamara doesn't pull it out.
Yep, fastest lap at the moment, still 2:04, 5:55 for Mr. Rogers.
Kamara's flying. This is interesting, this one. I'm going to go to Cooper first because he's going to finish the line. He's lost time. He's 1/10. He's lost all of it.
Yep, Kamara's lost it all.
Kamara's
yep.
lost it all as well.
They all did at exactly the same time. Gerard is 0.7 up at the moment.
Gerard's on for a 2:05.5 as we speak, or thereabouts. So that's going to put him. It's going to move him up at least one place, possibly two.
Let's just see, shall we?
Oh, he's gone up that one place.
Sixth place,
very close to him.
It was so close, 0.1 off.
So close to Bywater in front of him.
If he can hold it, he's got time for another. He's got time for another 2 laps at least.
Yeah, just.
But if he can hold it together.
Yeah, it's about fuel in it, and if he's ruined his tyres trying to push it. Are we giving points to the best pirouette? Well,
the best parking, I think.
Yeah, best parking up.
Yep.
So Neil Bywater's 3/10 up.
Well, that's Jared been on the track for 9 minutes now, so he'll be starting to eat into his tyres and get into that fuel.
So Bywater's nearly half a second up. He's losing time a little bit now, but that would have put him probably ahead of Cooper. Now he's struggling a little bit.
Oh, there you go, Mr. Gerard's just bend it underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
That's my nemesis, that part of the track. I get scared every lap.
The Degners, yeah. If you get the and there goes Bywater. Oh. Okay, so there's only camera.
We're still on track. We've got Cooper, Kamara, Christopher, and Rogers.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's Kamara, or whatever. So I don't know if it's called Kamara or Camera. The fact that
I would say Kamara. I would say I don't know. Like I'm clueless. It's got checkers above the A's, so it must mean something.
Well, that usually means the A's all sound the same, which means it's more likely to be Camera rather than Kamara. But I could be wrong. I just don't like it.
Depends on how Scottish you are.
Well, that's me. Nil.
Rah.
Yeah.
0.2 up at the moment. He's 0.3 now. He's holding it together.
He's going for second place here. If he carries on, he's going to get pole right at the death. He really needs another 10th, doesn't he? Gets another 10th, he's going to be looking at it. Christopher's binned it. He's lost time in Cooper.
He's lost some of that time exiting the spoon. See, I learned that for you tonight, so I did.
Spoon curve, yeah.
Not enough to make him a possession. Oh, Kamara might take second. Nope, he's bottled it. Oh!
Yeah, he's just lost the time there, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, every last bit of it.
Qualifying's coming to an end now, so everyone who's out on track will be finishing their laps. So we're on board with Mr. Cooper, who's nearly 2/10 up. Cooper's really going for it. He's just about 2/10 up. It's quite a level time, actually. That time's not moving. Very consistent. Now he's losing time.
Down now. That's your fault.
Commentator's curse. Oh no, he's good exit.
Wow.
Good exit. Oh, he kept it, but he's lost all the time. Yeah, I thought he was going.
Kamara, so that's his lap round. Kamara, he's 100th up there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to beat our friend Barry R. Then he was looking very dodgy. Yeah, he's looking good again. Here is a camera. He's losing time though.
Oh, he is.
He's losing time quickly, and then he's gaining again under braking. He's really putting it down there, isn't he?
He's holding on for dear life.
He is.
I bet the palms of his hands are sweating right now,
Yeah,
and he's all tensed up, and his muscles are all getting sore.
too right. I mean, he does hold the fastest sector 1. So
Still, yep, 41.9.
Yep.
So this is where he lost his time before. He might be able to get it back here if he hangs onto his pants. Nope, he's lost it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's him. He's given up.
So who's on track? No one. Everyone's decided to call it a day and call it a session. So he's rolling. He's not put the handbrake on. He's rolling out the pits.
He's that angry. No, do you know what? He's just ran off to go for a pee before the race.
He's took the handbrake off.
He's got to put the handbrake on. Well done, Mr. Rogers. 2:04.555. Still that remained the top time for the majority of the qualifying there.
We shall go to the intro and then wait for the cars to form on the grid. Go back to the grid. So in pole position with a time of 2:04.555, we have Mr. Rogers in car number 777, if I'm not mistaken. Then Mr.
That's
Christopher.
correct.
Mr. Christopher with a 2:08.842 in car number 19. My money's on Mr. Christopher spinning first, although that isn't something we're taking bets on. Third place we have,
sure?
yeah, we've got Mr. Camera with a 2:04.967 in car 104. We've then got Mr. Cooper with a time of 2:05.177 in car 48. Then got Mr. Bywater with a time of 2:05.517 in car number 38. Mr. Gerard with a time of 2:05.620 in car 986. Mr. Howard with a time of 2:05.642 in car 201. Andrew Ambrogini with a 2:06.300 car 515. And running at the back of the grid, we've got Goran Larson with a 2:06.445 in car number 46. So let's get it all set up, ready to go, because the cars will be ready to scream down the track any second now. And what we'll do is we'll go to the helicam view just so we get to see everybody ready to go as they would start. That intro, by the way, was courtesy of Mr. Young. with his technical skills of being able to put that together. So we do thank him. It was very, very good intro, actually. Very unique.
You have to give Mr. Rogers some credit because he went and edited it after me.
There's no I in team.
Nope, there's no I in team where you're the boss and I'm just the guy who does stuff.
There's no bosses.
and annoys people.
So everyone seems to be struggling here, getting themselves going. Right, they're just starting to move now and getting themselves in position. And Christopher obviously had a bit of a problem there. Obviously running back from the toilet.
That's it. The nerves are kicking in already.
I mean, that he's listening on the stream thinking that Pocock's calling me for spinning out first. Anyway, let's see where this goes. Let's have a good race.
Holding it together.
Very close into that corner, aren't they?
We've got this whole ghosting thing going on here.
Yep. They should all bunch up now.
They just do. Everybody wants warm brakes and warm tyres.
Hopefully no drive-throughs at the beginning.
So it's getting into formation now.
Yep.
They'll be hitting the speed limit.
Have that, or we're going to go any second? Not yet. It's between this line and the next line, isn't it, when it goes? There we go.
It slides out and away we go.
Christopher's got a good start there. Is he going to let Rogers jump up the inside? Oh, very close.
Keeping it tight.
Oh, still very close. The back's looking good as well, and it looks like we're off.
Well. That's it. That's super clean. That's what we like to see.
Ambrogini,
there's a rhyme.
Yeah, Ambrogini has made a pass on Howard early on. So Ambrogini must have made a fantastic start, and Howard's not really thought, well, to be honest, if your tyres are cold, you wouldn't. Well, they're all coming through the first corner and first sector really, really well. You see Rogers has just put a bit of a gap there, and Mr. Camara is putting a bit of pressure on Christopher, but he's also having pressure put on by Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Rogers is definitely off to a very good start there. He's managed to fill it a wee gap. Everybody's kept it clean and careful.
Yeah, no one's pushing too hard in the first few corners. To be honest, the first lap you don't want to be really racing, do you, with the cars? You just want to get your car round and get the tyres up to some sort of temperature to get a bit of grip. No one's actually spun in that corner by the looks of it, which is a good start.
Nobody's packed up.
Yeah, that's the favourite corner of everyone's spinning, I should imagine. Yeah, so Rogers is just starting to. He's got a second lead already on the rest of the group, so he's and Christopher's equally starting to put pressure on the guys behind because he's also pulling away a little bit. And the field is just starting to split up a little bit now.
Got Mr. Larson, he's tagging on at the back, 0.7 behind.
Yep.
Keeping it tight, just be biding his time.
Yep.
Keeping it clean.
Look at that view. Oh, Gerard very high on the curb there. Very high on the curb. As they all come into the triangle. Again, everyone seems to make it through well there. Oh! That's somebody off.
That's a disconnect, that. That's a disconnect.
He's back. He's still on. He must have lagged there. Crikey, Charlie.
Yeah, he must have lagged because he shot through that wall. So
he did. That's got to be save of the week, that. Going off like that and saving it. Oh! Is he saving that one? He saved that one as well. He saved that as well.
So I think he's in the wrong competition.
He should be doing some drift championship somewhere because he kept that one really well.
That's it.
That's definitely safe so far, that one. I did that in the Ginetta, drifted it round the full corner. I don't know how the hell I did it, but I was like chuffed to bits when I finished it because I didn't actually bin it. And I was facing the right way when I finished. And now Christopher's just starting to put pressure back on Rogers now. He's closed up again.
He's just pushing up. We've got Mr. Cooper. He's chasing down Mr. Camara.
Yeah. Closest gap at the moment is Howard. Look at this cacophony of cars. Howard's putting pressure on Gerard. So Gerard's looks like he's very tentative at the moment. because they've expected him to be putting pressure on already on Bywater, but Bywater is equally quick as well.
I think Mr. Christopher is just taking his time, I think.
Do you think he's going to put... I think he's going to...
But it's one of these ones where you just have to guess when there's no, there's no use for any strategy here, like pitting or fuel or tyres or anything. So you just kind of need to sort of wait and wonder whether or not he's kind of biding his time while Rogers is out there wearing off his tyres.
Yeah, Howard's looking really quick actually. He's gaining on Gerard really fast. He's down to 0.2 of a second. Oh, he was doing. And there's our first.
But Mr. Gerrard has just taken a place.
Yeah.
Mr. Howard has binned it by the looks of things. Yep.
Mr. Howard overshot his braking point, and looks like he can't got the over rotation, so that's put Howard at the back, but I expect him to come back strong. We shall see. He was looking very quick there, but I just don't know if his tyres have got up to speed or not. He didn't hit anything, so he's got no physical car damage as such.
Just damaged ego, time to catch up.
So now we've got Mr. Bywater is putting pressure on Cooper. So Bywater's in the green car, and Mr. Cooper's in the PWS liveried Porsche.
Yep. See, they had slightly different lines the way through there, but they've carried the same amount of speed.
Yep. That's the thing with this track. There's so many different ways of taking the corners. I don't think you can say there's a right and a wrong way.
I don't know. It's like, I find, say, taking certain lines, you scrub tyres quicker and you don't last as long.
Tell you what, there's a couple of track limits going on there, though.
Oh,
Definitely
Mr.
a couple of track.
Mr. Cooper folded a wee bit there.
I'm just wondering.
I think Mr. Bywater has decided to follow him.
Who do we think's going to get the first drive-through if there is one?
Well, I don't know. I think there's going to be more parking tickets than there is drive-throughs.
Parking illegally. Well, let's see.
So Mr. Rogers has brought the lap time down to 2:05.8 so far.
That's very
Mr.
good.
Christopher is still holding back at 2:06.1.
Yeah, but the gap's back to 1 second again. So I think Rogers looks like he's got this nailed at the moment. Howard's catching up Larson, who's falling away a little bit now. So the guys at the back, the bronze guys, to be fair, you would expect them to struggle a little bit in the performance, but the gap of 2 seconds between the first and the last car was very, very respectable for this car actually. So I think there's a big credit shout there to the guys who are classified as bronze, with the exception of Mr. Bywater, who is a platinum driver. Yeah, Rogers is now pulling away. He's just done a 2:05.3, half a second quicker that lap than his previous lap. And Christopher equally was just as fast. So they're the only.
Guys are spread out now, so they'll be in their own race. They'll just be waiting patiently.
Gerard is looking quick. He's done a 2:05, although it was a spoilt lap. There's only 3 drivers in the 2:05s: Rogers, Christopher, and Gerard. Everyone else is in the 2:06s or 2:07s.
Bywater's still chasing down Mr. Cooper, which I think that's given Gerard the time to push forward a wee bit.
Yeah, because when you start fighting and defending, everybody slows down, don't they? And that gives the guy at the back that impetus to move forward a little bit.
Oh, I hate that section of the track. It even just makes me squirm just watching it.
Really?
You just know what they're going through, you know what I mean? They're coming round the top of the hill there and starting to go down the hill, and they're holding on for dear life. They're like, I need to hit this curb. I'm holding on. I don't want to spin off, and I've still got to slow down. And
we've had a disconnect. Ambrogini's gone. So we saw his car jump off track before. He's obviously had a full disconnect now. He has gone.
That's unfortunate.
I couldn't see his ping. His ping didn't seem too bad. The one with the worst wing is Mr. Camera, where he's having no problems at all. When I last checked Ambrogini's connection, he actually did seem okay. Bywater's definitely getting on the tail hooks of Cooper now, isn't he?
I'm just keeping an eye on this just now. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Looking really quick, but again, you put too much into it and these cars will spit you out.
Yep. And again, Bywater's sitting there, he's getting all excited and he's getting stressed and unstressed.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard Mr. Bywater sound stressed at all.
That's because he doesn't speak while he's racing.
No, no, but even when you speak to him before the race or after the race, he sounds so um, placid and vertical in his. You just imagine him just sat there. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll take it as it comes. Dead easy going.
See, you know what it's like. I mean, I remember back in the days. I mean, you're talking what 12, 13 years ago when I had my first online race. I mean, and you're sitting at your wheel and your legs are shaking and you're like a wee bit nervous and you know what you need to be.
Yeah, I think
I still get like that sometimes.
I think the biggest one was when I'm going back to the Gran Turismo days, and the first time I won a race in Gran Turismo, the last lap I was clear. The last lap I was shaking, thinking, "Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it?" And I was making sure I got every corner right just to make sure I could win the race.
Yep, trying to hold it together. It's a different type of nerves that I think. I mean,
Yeah,
because it turns into.
well, it's adrenaline nerves, isn't it?
Uh,
Still, one of these two cars are going wide. I think we're going to see a drive-through sooner than we expect. Oh,
Gonna have a
oh,
wee look.
Christopher was going very slow there. In fact, I think Christopher's had a bit of a whoopsie.
He's
Yeah,
falling back. I was just having a look at the statistics there.
yeah,
Larson's made 2 overtakes during the race and Howard's lost 1 place.
yeah. Fastest car on track is Christopher and Bywater, both managing 260 kilometres an hour. This
That's
battle is still. Oh,
quite a substantial gap between
Bywater.
Rogers and Christopher now.
Yeah, I think that corner, the hairpin. I think Rogers was sorry, Christopher made a mistake
Was he
because he
parking
was
up?
very slow coming out of it, very very slow in comparison to the cars around him. Bywater's had enough because he's pushing his car out now into the open air to see what's to try and put Cooper off. Look, they're all still in the frame though, but the gap between Rogers and Christopher is getting quite big. But Camera is closing down Christopher now. Equally, Bywater still putting pressure on Cooper.
Oh.
Howard is gaining on Larson. He's still a second off though with his spin. You can see them in the distance. Yeah, I could just see them in the distance then.
That was an unfortunate mistake for Mr. Howard earlier on.
Yeah, because he was looking quick when he against Mr. Gerard.
It's easy done as well. I mean, it's easy done.
But the thing is, if you're too close to a car in front, it's very easy to miss your braking point, isn't it?
Yep.
And what he's probably done there is,
Bywater
there
just
wanted to go on a different track.
Investigating the Shadow Realm.
So Bywater could be on a warning here, at least. Maybe Christopher didn't have an issue before.
Gained.
He just seemed to be a bit. Just needs to be a bit slower than the cars coming out the hairpin, Christopher. But then he seemed okay. Right, Howard is right on the tailcoats of Larson now. I don't know if Larson must have made a mistake and Howard's there now playing catch up. Howard taking a wide line there to keep the speed and the momentum. So I think we might start seeing a pass going on here. Howard's going. I thought Howard was going up the inside.
He's going to be a bit wide.
He's all right. He's all right.
Again, it's so easy in the corners. And see when you lose the downforce because you're so close to people behind you.
He had a big twitch then, did Howard. I think he was thinking, here comes Barry. But no, he's kept going. And to be fair, Larson in front of him is really holding his own. Now he's got a definitely good run here, Howard. That's not a passing point though, unless your driver's going to give you the space. He's learned Howard in that corner.
Bywater, Cooper and Kamara, they're all putting pressure on each other, I think.
Yeah. Camera's within a second of Christopher, so there's going to be 4 cars vying for second place shortly.
Still got 36 minutes left.
We have indeed. Anything could happen.
So they say.
Yeah, all them drivers now will be twitching, looking in the mirror thinking, I can't make a mistake, but also looking in the mirror to see where the car behind is, and that's when you make a mistake, when you look in that mirror. You've got to keep your eyes on the road, haven't you? Howard's looking quick here. Is he going to get the power down in the left-hander? Well, he has. He's got really good power here. Must be careful to get the back end stepping out. And Larson equally gets a good corner as well.
Yep, well, he's
He's off. He's Larson
oh,
off.
he's lost it. Nah, he got too desperate.
Oh!
Oh, that's it. Oh,
Oh!
no!
Has Howard gone as well?
Howard's away as well. He's held it together. He's back on the track and he's away. But
Let's have a quick look at
no,
that.
Mr. Larson. Mr. Larson just, I think he got too desperate trying to hold on to his position.
So you can see
Okay,
Larson's wide there, and he's still
Yep.
trying to keep it in. He's on the grass, so he's a
Yep,
passenger. He's not easing off. Ooh, so he goes. Oh!
Mr. Howard handled that quite well to avoid him there, but I think he's lost it in the brake and he's lost the back end, and that's how he's away.
But he didn't actually hit the wall though. Neither drivers hit the wall there, so that's a saving grace.
Well, it comes in threes, so he's got one more to go.
Right, we're back with
Mr. Bywater at the moment. He's really pushing hard on Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, the Cooper's just dropped back a bit from Camera, but Camera is still putting pressure on Christopher. You can still see them in that shot there. What a fantastic shot. Oh, that's someone going very wide there, Mr. Cooper. He's taking the wide angle. That's inviting Bywater, definitely there.
Just teasing him a little, I think.
I think he is. Definitely think about it, isn't he? Thinking about having a... I think he will go for it at some point, Neil. But I think he'll make sure he's sure of doing it. I do think there's mistakes, though, waiting to happen. He's very close here, Bywater now, 0.2 tenths.
You can
oh,
no,
Cooper's
no.
off, Cooper's off.
Goes away.
And that's it, Bywater's got him. Cooper's now going to be under pressure from Gerard. So Bywater can now hunt down Camera.
Yeah, so you can definitely see the evidence of the changing conditions, tyres, brakes and stuff like that in the driving.
Yeah.
They're starting to go wide, starting to brake. A wee bit late.
Cooper put the power down and the hairpin, his car just didn't want to respond. So obviously the tyres are dirty there. Let's go to a bit further to the front where we've got a threesome with Christopher Camara and Cooper.
Yeah, Christopher's definitely made a wee bit of time up on Rogers.
Yeah, back down to a second. So I don't know if Rogers made a mistake because he was 3 seconds clear at one point. So that they're all running down the straight now. Camera on Christopher, and then you've got the other trail of cars behind.
No, it's Rogers. He's off the track again. We've definitely got a warning for that one. Or at least an invalid lap. But I think, by the looks of things, they're all getting red laps. I think Mr. Gerard was the only one to put in a valid lap last time. Mr. Kamara got a 2.56.
Oh, Gerard had gone amber then, orange. Oh, Gerard's gone off. What happened with Gerard then? Let's have a quick look at what happened to Gerard. So he was very close at one point. Has he got his braking point wrong and done what Howard did? No, he's alright there.
I think he's maybe slipped coming out of the corner.
Yeah, he's put it into the sand. He's not at the barrier though, so he's good to go. And he's got an 11-second gap behind him, so yeah, he's all right in relation to that at the moment. He'll just have to try and play catch up, but he is 6 seconds down now. And the person on track who's making the biggest gain is Camera, who's right with Christopher now. And Bywater's pulling them in now. He's pulling them in ever so slightly. I think Bywater's going to be part of this in the next couple of laps. He's doing an average 2 tenths a lap quicker than these guys. Last lap times, yeah, 2 tenths.
Yeah, he's 800. He's pointing it up in his last lap.
Yeah, Christopher and Camera have both done a 2:05.650. Identical lap times. Identical. So there's not like being perfectly matched, but at the moment they are. I think that was the last lap actually, because Well, Neil is 9/10 up on his best lap, which will put him into the 2:04s.
The
He's
second up now.
absolutely flying his
He
Bywater.
is, he's flying. Seems to be quite the gap. The gap's building up.
Yeah,
It
was 1.9. It's down to 1 second now, and he's 1 second up his Bywater. So he's going for that bonus point of the fastest lap.
He's definitely found something for somewhere, isn't he?
Oh, there's been contact.
Oh no!
There's been contact.
Oh, that was. Oh.
Bywater was on an absolute flyer, and it looks like Cooper made a mistake, because I think it was Cooper who went into side of each other. So Bywater's now lost places to Gerard. Oh, you can see. No, it's Christopher. Christopher's come across.
Oh, he's come across and get the power on too early and he slipped out. Oh no.
That's a shame. That was the battle on track. So Bywater's now back to square one, and he's being hunted down by Terry. Now, luckily, he didn't hit the barrier. But I think it was Christopher, wasn't it, who went wide, because cameras managed to pass him. So basically,
I think it was.
Bywater saved Christopher from going off.
Yep, he's continued on. That was
Yeah,
unfortunate. It just looked like he'd come back on the track and get the power down too early, and
I don't think he'd recovered.
lost the back end.
Yeah, I don't think he'd recovered the car. You can see there's marks on the side of his car now. There was a result of that impact. His car's looking rather scraped. I don't know if he's received any damage. Porsche is one of the few cars, actually. It seems to be quite good with damage. It doesn't seem to suffer too much.
German built.
So was the Merc, and yet when that got damaged, it was a bag of spanners.
Yeah, I know, but it's Mercedes, so. Those use recycled tinfoil.
And Gerard is yellow again. So what's he yellow for? Let's have a quick look at what's happened. So he's coming round the corner. Flying through there. As he's over-rotated on the exit of Spoon. He's okay there. Oh. Oh, yep. Ever so slight tap on the back. He might have got away with that. Ever so slight might have got away with it. And that's really give Howard the chance now. In fact, Bywater.
I hear what's coming for him.
Yep. Bywater's got him.
It's just one of these things. We're at the stage of the race now where there's cold conditions, the tyres are just not as good as what they were, and people need to start adjusting their flow.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're in a GT3, you'd be turning up the traction control, but in the Porsche you can't. Yeah, no traction control on these.
It's the Cup car, so there's not a lot of adjustments to be made.
No, there's not.
You take it as is.
Yeah.
Which separates the mice from the men, I say.
Yeah, this field's really spread out now. Rogers is looking like he's on his own at the front.
No, Rogers has still got Kamara right behind him.
Yeah, at one point, yeah, he's nearly 2 second gap though.
Close enough.
Yeah. This is the closest. Gerard, Howard, and Bywater. Or I think Bywater's definitely pulling away here, isn't he?
Oh, there's Bywater. He's taking a wee flaky moment there himself, coming out of the hairpin.
Too much power down too early. Give Gerard the position back. And Howard's now going to put pressure on Bywater. Is he going to go up the inside? It's going to be close.
And in all fairness, for all the incidents so far, there's been nothing that's destroyed anybody's race just yet.
So Howard's right up the jacks here, Neil.
Or right up the chufter, as they say.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before until I'd heard that on SRC. Oh, Bywater's getting desperate.
Oh, no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
I
no.
can
You
see
did.
Howard there is heading straight for the.
Oh, he was
Oh,
lucky
he's
there.
kept it. He's kept it.
That easily could have been scraping down the side of the barrier there, couldn't it? He's managed to keep it on us. I would have bet that was a bit of a cheek clencher.
But it's like that coming out of that corner, you know, because you want to keep the foot down, but you don't want to overpower to the point where you lose the back end, and
Yeah.
you also don't want to just drift out wide. So it's like finding the balance and making the choice.
So Bywater's going to try and hunt Gerard down again now. And Gerard's really pushing it by going off the curb there. That's one thing in the Porsche that makes you very uncomfortable, doesn't it? Going off the curb. Sorry, going on the curb. The Porsche doesn't like the curbs and putting power down. Really coming through the corners there, aren't they? Absolutely slating it. Howard looked like he was absolutely bombing it. I think
He certainly he does. Howard doesn't mind the curbs.
Yeah,
He's quite happy.
Yeah, too right. We're going to see the same mistake here. No, Neil's managed to keep the car straight this time.
"25 minutes to go." So it's halfway there.
Yep.
Still a long way to go.
There is a long way to go. I mean, the gap at the front is still 1.5 seconds. This gap's a little bit closer if the gap at the front carries on. Don's just said 25 minutes of this to go. Sheesh. Yeah, a bit easier in the GT4, wasn't it, Don? Well, yeah, it would have been. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a collision for yourself, wasn't there?
Well, you've got to give these guys credit. Like, they're here and they're racing and they're making the effort.
Yeah. It is a fun car to drive, to be fair. Oh, Bywater again. Very big twitch. So a few of them are starting to twitch now.
Yep.
In fact, let's go
It's
to...
now at the drive to survive stage.
Yeah, in fact, Camera and Rogers have now had identical best times. So Camera seems to be able to follow the drivers and get best times. He did the same with Christopher before. But Christopher's currently got the extra point.
Yep, we've seen that 205.1. He's doing not bad there.
Yeah, he's I tell you what, he's pulling him in, isn't he? Camera. He's within a second now.
Yep. I think Kamara had plenty of opportunity to just take his time and keep it safe. You know, I mean, whereas Rogers, I think he definitely was giving it a wee bit extra beans earlier on in the race.
Christopher's starting to fall back now, isn't he? I think as long as Christopher can see that gap between him and Cooper as it is, Christopher will probably settle for third, or hope one of these two make a mistake, because that's still possible.
Well, you never know. He might be lucky.
But
he has been twitchy. You can tell he's definitely been pushing. Whether or not he was deliberately pushing for the fast lap or not, it remains to be seen.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes, because he just lost a bit of time there. Oh, Larson's gone yellow. He's back up again, so he's just left the track. He's not gone to the pits, which makes me think he's just left the track. Yeah, he's down to a second, Camera. The last lap, they both did. Camera was half a second faster, so definitely putting pressure on Mark now. Mark Rogers. It's Henrik.
Yep, he's going to start to feel it just shortly.
Yeah, but then again, you know, if Henrik's putting pressure on his tyres, or his tyres going to drop quicker, just really don't know. Howard's just banged a fast lap in, so he's in the 205s as well. Is Terry Howard at the back? He's just done a 205.9.
He's kind of ended up in his own race at the moment.
Yeah, he's still within 2 seconds of Howard. Sorry, of Bywater. Bywater is closing David Gerard down ever so slightly. Yeah, I think Rogers
He's
has
got a
just got the
205, 555.
yeah,
He's has 400s up in his last lap, so he's doing
yeah.
no bad.
But so's Howard. They're both them guys are running quicker and quicker and quicker. Even though they've potentially got damaged cars. We know Neil's got damage because he got hit. We just don't know how much damage. He's lost all his time there.
So how are we going to assign driver of the day?
We'll pick.
Are we going to assign that based on who survived the best, or who kept it clean and tidy the whole race?
Well, I think at the moment there's really only two drivers who've been faultless. I think, and that's Rogers and Camera, isn't it?
Yep, so far that's I'm just watching them now, and Billy Kamara seems to have his wits about him, although he is kind of losing a wee bit now.
Yeah, he's just lost that half a second that lap. He seems to lose a bit of time in the spoon curve. Yeah, and they're still both fast times, 2:05.5. Christopher with a 2:05.3, so Christopher's pushing it again. Christopher's down to 2.4 seconds now, and we do have a pit. Goran's gone into the pits.
Mr. Howard's 600's up at the moment.
Yeah, Goran's gone to the pits.
Last down the pits.
So I presume he's had a bit of an issue there. Bywater has caught Gerard up. He's 1.1 seconds. He did a 2:05.4. Howard did a 2:05.3. And what did Gerard do? Gerard did a 2:05.8. So the fastest person on track as we speak is Terry Howard, and Goran's gone. Rogers has had an issue.
Rogers is gone.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone visiting the
Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm. So he's well in control here.
Oh no! I seen that. He's
well in control here. Oh, he's not lost it up there, has he? Yeah, he has. He's over-rotated it.
He has another one. He has another episode later on.
But he doesn't hit the barrier a second time.
Well, that's his man of the match out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. Driver of the day is now pointing to Mr. Camera. And Bywater is now right with Gerard. So Rogers is now being put under pressure by Cooper. Rogers' tyres will be dirty, will have lost temperature.
I think he's got a bit of damage as well.
Yeah, he hit on the left, didn't he? So there's a possibility he's got a bit of damage there.
That's a shame, because he was commanding that race for quite a while there. 18 minutes to go.
Yes, he was very commanding it. But Bywater's now looking to pass Gerard here after his initial contact early on with Christopher. Yeah, Don's saying Camera definitely driver of the day so far. I think Don, to be honest, if he goes and doesn't make a mistake and everybody else has, I think that's on merit, isn't it?
Yeah, he should be getting an Amazon gift card at this rate.
Yeah. Saying that though, if Neil keeps going and pulls it out of the bag, and makes a couple of positions up, Neil could equally get it. But I think Camera's definitely here at the moment.
Yeah. I guess Neil's demise wasn't really his fault.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers he's really struggling now. That's him off again. Mr. Cooper's going to use that, I think.
Yeah, Cooper's now within half a second of him. Let's go to that, and we can see that battle turn up here now. So I'm wondering whether that damage to the left-hand side of Rogers' car is having a problem in some of the corners, because it's the corners he's struggling in, isn't it?
Well, that or he's just lost his flow.
Yeah. Because Cooper is a decent driver, and if there's a position to be gained, Cooper will try and take it.
There goes Mr. Bywater still.
Yeah.
2.5 up. 2:05.7 was his last.
Yeah. He's looking a little bit quicker, but saying that Gerard's looking quick as well in this lap, and Bywater's lost all his time.
Mr. Christopher's got his second place back, so he's probably sitting there quite chuffed. All he needs to do is make it to the end now.
Yeah, and Cooper's just gone a bit deep there by a second. He lost a second in that corner. So yeah, it's Bywater's losing time for fun here. He lost nearly half a second very quickly then. he's Gerard seems to have had a good sector here because he's actually still flush with his time. So as it stands, Gerard is going to be on a 206.1, a 205.4 at the moment, which is a really good lap to put in this late on.
We'll see if Mr. Rogers can hold it together long enough to keep the podium.
So Gerard is going to do a 205. Go on, what's he going to do? 205.4.
205.4.
Spot on.
Not quite the fastest lap of the race just yet, but
no, he's that was a good surprising lap, that, because he seemed to pull it out of nowhere when he was under pressure. That has definitely took the pressure off him a little bit. Rogers has got it all.
205.1 is the lap to beat.
Yeah, Rogers is definitely not going to get able to put pressure on Christopher. The gap's too big. Christopher does need to keep his wits about him now because he's falling back from camera.
I think Rogers is just he's on his own race now. He's raced to the end, and that's just he's gonna
try
and hold on to it. Although there is quite a gap between him and Mr. Cooper, so he's got all to play for at the moment.
Yeah, that gap.
Although I'm convinced he still wants to park up at that hairpin.
Oh yeah, taking the corner too close. Yeah. There's time yet. Oh, I thought Christopher was going a bit sideways then round there. His car looked a bit sideways into that into Spoon. He's shifting up there though. He's absolutely flying. I don't think he's going to, unless Henrik makes a mistake. I think Christopher's going to go for second place here and keep it. Well, he's pulled quite a bit out of the gap there, you know.
So Kamara's done well. I mean, he's made 2 places in the race. Mr. Rogers has lost 2 places, obviously. Gerard's still up 1 place, and Bywater's down 1 place. So
yeah, I think look at the DAPs there, 206.7 versus a 205.9. So Christopher was 0.8 quicker that lap alone. I did think he'd seem to pull a huge chunk out towards the end. I don't know if Henrik was slow through the Casio triangle or not. Christopher seemed to create a massive improvement in time.
I think it's him starting to regain their confidence. I think.
Yeah.
Because they have been pretty consistent. At times, have been pretty consistent, especially over the practicing and stuff. So.
No one's with a drive-through yet. 13 minutes to go. Everyone's still managing to keep it on terra firma. Yeah, Bywater's now started closing Gerard down now. He's 4/10 up Bywater this lap alone.
Is that your way of congratulating them for not coming off the track in places where they
get
penalised for it?
Yeah.
Right, we'll stick to that, right? Because that sounds like really good.
Yeah, Bywater's 3/10 up, isn't he?
Just about to say that.
4/10 up.
Now he's 4/10 up. He's going for this fast lap.
He's not going to get it at the moment, though. What's his best lap at the moment? His best lap is 205.5. He needs 4/10. He's going to be close to it, but at the moment it's close but no cigar. Although there he's gained a load of time. No, he's lost it again. He's lost everything. Right. He's losing everything. What part of the track is he on there?
Spoon's robbed him.
Yeah, it's Spoon. It's the hairpin into Spoon.
I was going to say the hairpin. Aye.
Christopher is right with Henrik now. 6/10.
12 minutes. That's a long time in racing.
Christopher's just done the fastest sector 2 that lap. 54.607. Very, very good sector time there, actually. Very good sector time. And Mark Cooper's just done his fastest sector 2 as well. He's just lost a bit of time, Christopher. He was half a second behind. He's now a second.
I see him. He's stripping that back end a wee bit, and he's doing a wee bit. He's glitching. His signature glitch.
Yeah, his signature glitch. The Christopher shimmy.
That deserves a special livery. That. Oh,
That was wide.
that was it. They done well to hold that together. Again, you know, Mr. Christopher seems quite confident on the curbs.
Bywater's done his fastest sector
Yep.
one.
But he's
And in fact, Bywater.
he's pulling Kamara's hair at the moment.
Oh, Gerard then was so wide. Bywater could get him here. He's really going wide, is Gerard, to keep in front. 2 corners he went very wide in then. You just see the lines, but Gerard's taking the inside and Bywater's just keeping on the outside. Got some pace, Neil, hasn't he, really? When you consider he's been falling back all the time. He's got some great pace. I mean, in the Merc now, God, he's frighteningly quick in that Merc.
Yeah, it's surprisingly quick. Definitely.
Yeah.
Just holding it together, because he starts off really strong. He always starts off really strong.
I mean, he's always been to me. He's always been a fast driver, but this Merc this season, he just seems to be on another level with it. The car just must suit his style. He was a bit late coming out of the corner then.
But that's what happens when you get old, isn't it? Your races have to get shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm still at an age that I can chase chickens and run up and down stairs.
Right, so Christopher and Camera are still at it within second. Christopher's, you can see him glitching there. A couple of glitches. The Christopher shimmy into the corner.
Yep. I think he's feeling the pressure because he's losing his time.
He is losing time. Oh! That was wide. That was very wide.
I think he's doing that on purpose just to show off. Because he's trying to do it.
Oh. Yeah, he lost half a second there doing that.
But he survived.
He did.
And right now in his race, that's on the Mars.
Yeah. Thing is, it's one of them, when you see the car in front, that's the incentive, isn't it? So you just try and be a little bit later on the brake, a little bit earlier on the accelerator, just to get you out of the corner quicker. And I think that's when you're going to make a mistake in this car. As I said it early on, it just does spit you out, picks you up and spits you out. It's just not got no respect for you at all. You've got to show it the utmost respect, otherwise you're visiting the shadow realm.
The shadow realm.
As Super GT would say.
Yep. I think I kind of caught on, didn't it? I think everybody uses it now.
They do, yeah.
I mean, that's certainly something I used to struggle with when I started sim racing. Is whenever you were up behind somebody, I always used to drive to the car in front instead of continuing to drive to the track. And
yeah.
It would just, and then you wonder why you can't drive anymore.
Yeah, and I think the other thing as well is if you brake the same point as the car in front, you're going to hit them. And I think that's the thing. A lot of people forget you've got to brake a little bit earlier, and otherwise you're going into the back of them or you're having to avoid them.
So I wait until the car in front of me gets to my braking point, and then I brake when the car in front gets to my braking point.
Yeah.
Which sometimes works. It wasn't always working there, was it, Mr. Mark? There, but
yeah.
My way. I think that was how we met, wasn't it? I smashed into the back of you.
You did, yeah. Welcome to the group.
Hello. Just reminding you I'm here.
Yeah. That's one of them. If you don't want to cheese people off in the group, don't do that. And then straight away, first race, bang. Oh, that went well.
Well, I had to get it out of the way.
That was Silverstone, wasn't it?
No, it was starts with K. What's it called again?
Kyle Army.
That's it. Yep, that was the first race that I participated in with you guys.
Neil's looking quick here. 2/10 up. Oh, he's gone wide, Gerard there.
Ooh.
Very wide. Oh, the neck and neck. Neil can smell it. That exhaust pipe. His car will be affected though by downforce now coming into this corner, being so close to Mr. Gerard. But he should get a great tow if he can get this corner right up the back stretch.
I was a wee bit late in the power there, but definitely he had him set himself up quite nicely for the
Yeah,
the tow there.
you're not going to pull 6/10 back on that straight though. Yeah, he's losing time.
Yep, that's Mr. Christopher back to almost 2 seconds behind Kamara.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go.
Yep, Mr. Rogers has dropped all the way back to 10 seconds away, so...
Yeah, Cooper's gained on him, but not by much.
Not enough
Yeah.
to take his place, but certainly I think he's just ran there for the podium. I don't think it was worth him trying to fight any further.
And he's backed off again, Neil. I mean, being that close won't help your tyres either, will it? Because there's less downforce, your tyres are working harder.
Yep.
Oh, he's quick here. This is the sector he's really quick on.
He's really just taking a chunk away there.
Yeah,
right down to 1.2.
This sector he's really quick through.
See that Kamara's just got nothing left. I mean, he's ripping that time right down.
Yeah, Christopher's coming at him now, isn't he? Oof, both flying again through there, Bywater and... Oh, that's a big off. That's a big off. Gerard straight into the barrier. Let's have a look at that. Your favourite corner. The pressure was showing, starting to tell, I think. So Gerard's come through the Degner.
He's probably hit that too much of that curb, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they both went in there okay.
Oh.
It's this curb.
Oh.
Nah,
look what I can do, and you can't.
Oof, I think he just put too much power down early.
That was the way. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really... Yeah, Neil's now jumped him, and Christopher is now putting pressure back on camera. So are we going to see another battle?
Yeah, I've been sitting monitoring this situation with an eagle eye. Just it seems to be that Mr. Christopher is consistently able to catch up, but once he gets close,
he's quick.
Collapses a wee bit.
Yeah, he's looking quick here though. I mean, the tyres will have gone off now. 10 minutes in, the tyres go off. With 10 minutes to go, the tyres go off, don't they? So, in fact, you can see then Henrik looked like his car just twitched a little bit.
Really back in, didn't he?
Yeah. So he's feeling it. And Christopher's quick here. He can smell it. He can smell the victory. He's thinking of going down victory lane. Oh, camera's really pushing it. You could see the way he put the car through that corner.
He is. He's good at getting on the power early. He only needs to defend for another 3.5 minutes.
That's the car we want. There you go. He's lost time again there, Christopher. That last sector.
On a hairpin. Yep, we went back up to 1 second.
Yeah. And then you just see him gain. And then he's really quick through the next couple of corners. Look at him gain there. 3/10. Oh, sideways, Mr. Christopher then.
Still managed to hold on to his gap.
He did, yeah. Gained a 10th.
Mr. Howard still taking it easy out there. Mr. Gerard is doing the same.
Oh, Bywater's off.
Doing that at the hairpin of doom.
He's alright, he made it. He's just, yeah. See the glitch then from Christopher, couldn't you?
Yeah, I'm watching Mr. Rogers.
All right, Christopher's. You can see his car just glitched to one side as he went into that corner.
He's dropped right down to 12 seconds though, but Mr. Cooper seems to be losing the same amount of time at him.
Yeah. Christopher's really gentle on that wheel.
Yep, he's back up to 1 second.
This is the last lap.
This is his last opportunity.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
It could indeed. Get it wrong in a corner and you too could visit Barry.
Barry the barrier.
Yeah.
Backed his bumper.
And Rogers is off. And it was the hairpin.
He's gonna go slow.
Oh. It was the hairpin. It wasn't the hairpin. It's hairpin's coming up.
It was the end of the snake cases.
Yeah. Oh, Cooper's looking quick here. Cooper's thinking, I've got a podium. Isn't he? Has he got damage though?
Oh, Mr. Christopher, he was having a wee panic moment there.
The problem is
he's dropped his down to time to 1.2.
As Rogers got damage, because if he is, he won't get the speed on the straight. 7/10.
Seems to be holding off Mr. Cooper quite easily.
Yeah, 8/10 now. Gerard's caught right up to Bywater, but we know Bywater made a mistake. So this will tell us whether there's a problem with the top speed of... Let's go to the first place car.
Okay, come on, that's across the line.
Yeah, there is a problem with Rogers' car. Cooper caught him. And there's our winner, Mr. Camera. Christopher, second place. Rogers looks like he's going to hold him off.
Hold on to the podium.
That was close, though.
Well done, Mr. Rogers.
And Cooper, yeah.
And Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Bywater's managed to hold off David Gerard, only just, though.
Wee victory flash there.
Yeah. That's just his lights knackered.
Mr. Gerard.
And then there's Mr. Howard, and they've all made it over.
Yeah.
Driver of the day.
Everybody who made it to the end of the race. I would,
it's got to be Camera.
Well, see, I mean, if you want to go for a flawless run, then definitely would be. I think that if you were to go to the best survivor, then it would definitely be Bywater.
Yeah, nah, I know, but
I think we should pass it over to the chat.
They've already said Camera. So
okay, Camera it is then.
We'll go with Camera driver of the day for a faultless drive. That was fantastic. Yep. The fact that he made no mistakes allowed him to take that victory, and even with pressure from Christopher, he held off. That's it. Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and thanks, Brian, for your assistance. And we'll catch you all again. Take care, all.
See you later.